Alright guys, rolling on through the list, and next up we come up to my number 7 of my top 10 favorite Marvel superheroes, and that is Captain America. Now I know what you're thinking, wow, Captain America at only number 7? What is this fuckery, Zilla? Well, again, it's my list, and, I don't get me wrong, it is top 10, so, he's definitely in the list, and I was actually debating. I had a heavy debate of where to put Captain America, because there were several other characters, and I really had to sit and think of where Captain America stood as opposed to the other characters. And remember, it's out of the Marvel Universe, yeah, Captain America. So anyway, Captain America, as one of my favorite Marvel superheroes. Yeah, and again, this is just my list, and if you think a character should, as always, if you think a character should be higher or lower on my list, that's totally fine, I've got no problem with you. I'm just saying that, yeah, there were some other characters, and I had a lot of deeper reasons as to why I kind of like those characters a bit more than these characters. And remember, it is top 10, it's not to discredit all of them, so yeah. But anyway, let's get into why I love Captain America as a character. Steve Rogers, and I think a lot of people say this when they talk about Steve Rogers, and whenever you see him on a list, and the reason why Steve is always on a list of characters, the reason being is because, well, Steve represents the best of us and the best of our country. He represents everything that what America is supposed to stand for, which is, to be equal, to be, treated as an American citizen no matter where you come from or your culture or your creed. If you live here, whether, no matter how you got here, it doesn't matter to Steve, or how it should not matter to America itself of how you got here. What matters is that you're here now, welcome to America, and Steve Rogers is going to fight for you. And sadly, since Steve Rogers isn't real, it's up to us to kind of live up to those ideals Captain America has. So that's what I really love about this character of Steve Rogers, is that he's not here, and it's kind of funny, what best represents I think the best sentence that represents Captain America as a character and Steve Rogers as a character is actually not even in a Captain America comic. It's actually in a Daredevil comic. For those who already know, yeah, this is at the end of the Born Again storyline, after Captain America discovers, what happened with Nuke and all of that, and Captain America says, I don't stand for the flag, I stand for the dream. And what the flag it represents. I represent the dream, not the government, not anything else. And that's Captain America. And again, I find it funny that, yeah, Frank Miller, who would go on to write, shall we say, not so kind things in the future, wrote that sentence, and yeah, it really just kind of, that encapsulate, I represent nothing but the dream, encapsulates what Captain America is all about, and what he is as a person. And I know what people always say, oh, comics shouldn't be political, comics should never be political. It's a place to watch fun people in costumes beat up each other. And I'm like, do you not get what Captain America was all about? He was punching Hitler in the face on the cover of his first appearance. And yeah, that's the point of Captain America, is that he questions, he was made to question the government later on. That's what his thing was. He was there to represent the American people and what they stood for. He doesn't stand for the government. He's hardly ever stood alongside the government several times, and every time they're like, hey, that shield belongs to us, he's like, fine, take it, I'll go be Nomad for a while. I'll go be the captain, or Agent Steve Rogers. But the point is, I'm getting tongue-tied here. If Steve has even said, if I even give up my morals for even 1 second, or just one case, then I should just stop being Captain America altogether. I should just put the shield down and, go. Like, I should never, I will never come to a point where I have to give up my morals to anyone. Not to a supervillain, and not to the government, or anyone else, if I lose those morals, then, then America has really lost. then that's the day that's the day I think I failed my country. That's when that's what I really love about him, is that no matter what, he's going to be that, he is this symbol that is going to be like this beacon to everyone else. And remember, he is usually, more often than not, the leader of the Avengers for a reason. He can rally, despite, yeah, he does have the super soldier serum in him, for a dude who's just like that, this is a guy who rallies the Marvel Universe. I mean, obviously, go look at Endgame and that one scene. But even before the movies, Steve managed to rally the Marvel Universe in the most dire of times. Like, again, when he rallied everyone in the Infinity Gauntlet, and then stood alone against Thanos, even though, yeah, he knew he was going to get his ass kicked. He still stood against Thanos with the, who had the full power of the Infinity Gauntlet on his side. Again, I'm referring to Infinity Gauntlet, not Infinity War, but, yeah. So yeah, that was the thing, is that I think Steve Rogers is like the heart of the Marvel Universe. Yes, Spider-Man is too, but I think if there was anyone to lead, even Thor has said, I would follow Captain America into the gates of hell and back. And when a god says that about you, you are definitely you are definitely worth something. So yeah, Captain America is the soul and heart of the Marvel Universe. And it shows that he puts others beyond himself multiple times. He puts himself below other people's needs. If someone is out there being mistreated by either a supervillain or being abused by their government, he is going to be right there with shield in hand, being like, nah, you got to get through me first. And that's what I've always loved about the character, is that he is one of the most selfless beings in their universe, in the Marvel Universe. So that's what I've always loved and respected about the character of Steve Rogers. And again, I don't mean any disrespect to, of course, Bucky or Sam when they became Captain America. They were all they really were good, and they really held up to the standard of Steve when he passed the shield on to them. Although granted, Bucky did get the shield through less kinder means, but yeah. But yeah, that was the thing, is that that Sam and Bucky, no disrespect to Sam and Bucky, but yeah, if I had to pick, of the Captain Americas, you gotta go OG for, so many reasons. And yeah. So there you go, guys. But like I said, I really had to sit down and think of where because Captain America was going to be on my list regardless. It was just a matter of where to put him, and I really thought about putting him higher, but there were other characters who I felt on a personal level needed to be a little higher for me, for personal reasons. But again, it's top 10. It's my top 10, so I love all of these characters. Keep that in mind. And again, as always, if you think a character should be higher or lower on the list, that's totally fine. No problem with you. I'm just saying that this is just my personal list and just how I personally view these characters. And to be fair, my list does change frequently, as I'm sure a lot of you guys out there have changing lists as well. So yeah, again, I know it's a shock that Captain America is, Steve Rogers is only at number 7, but still, hey, out of the masses of the Marvel Universe, in the top 10, at least in my list, yeah, that's pretty good odds. And it's Anyway, so once again, hope you guys enjoyed this, and you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Captain America as a character? You guys like him? I'm sure someone has some disagreements about Captain America, so yeah. Just comment below, let me know what you guys think, and as always, I hope you guys are enjoying this list. We're coming close to the halfway point, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, yeah, that's really all I had to say, and stay tuned for the list, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.